So my name is Shodipat Yinwong, and my nickname is AJ, and I'm a fourth year student in IRGA major. And the reason why I decided to continue my undergrad study here at MUIC is simply because out of nowhere the curiosity has struck onto me when I was in the 11th grade. I got a chance to be here, I think in early 2019 at the MUIC open house, and not having any idea really what IRGA is about, but I decided to let the curiosity lead me to walk into the IRGA booth and talk to some of the professors and the seniors who are studying there, and I starting to get somewhat interested in the major itself. Though I have always been seeing myself as somewhat a politically aware and knowledgeable, but the more I know about it, the less I actually know what it really is. So that's the actual reason why I study in IRGA, simply because I wish to know more about what it's like and what it's mean to study about international relations. So on the fourth year, almost the fourth year that I have been spent in IRGA is particularly very short time, but rather very interesting for me, that I say molds me as a person who I am today. And though I didn't have that much expectation of IRGA when I first get in a way that I don't really have any idea what it's like to study political, social, and international relations, science of that thing. And when I got to first started study an actual subject of IR, it really struck me very deeply into pursuing any more of the knowledge that IRGA has to offer. And I have observed myself over time when I'm talked to in my daily life or just in my close circle of friends. It's every conversational and dialogue topics has somewhat politically involved and infused, and that's something I have got from IRGA for the past 4 years. Is a very long character development. One of the core competencies I have learned, but it's not something that explicitly been taught in the course, but rather someone is under the theme or requires to study successfully in IRGA is you gotta read a lot. And I gotta admit it's not very easy for me, as someone who sees himself not as responsible, but the nature of IRGA is very flexible in itself, and I adapted myself to it. And the more I read about it, the less I actually know. And I think that's the very beautiful part. And though I want to name some courses that I have taken, that I would say it's one of the most important courses in IR, but this kind of opinion is very subjective. If I were to have to name a few, the IRGA 101, ICIR 101 and ICIR 102 is pretty much a foundation course for every IR student to take, and this particular two course has served me as a foundation, a knowledge foundation for me to try further. What you can expect is a lot of reading, which not always a hard thing if you see in a way that sometimes it can be very interesting, and there's no way in the world you can really learn about this thing apart from reading or study here at MUIC. Throughout 4 years that I have spent in IRGA, there are many valuable skills that has been taught and equipped to me. Some of them is not even been part of the class, and somehow as I talk to my friend and reflected back to myself, it's something everyone is already learned. Skills such as public speaking and leadership, and even conflict resolution when it comes to dealing with the issue on the internal level. In IRGA, there are requirements of In IRGA, there are many parts of assessment that requires a student to work in group, and with that alone, giving a task of solving a problem and analyzing the case study of IR topics, it's very challenging to students in very step in preparation to deliver it to the teachers and the class. First, we have to read the materials and talk to the people in the group, and most of the time it didn't came out how we expected it. And what IRGA has equipped us with is some ability to not expect that much, but hope the best out of it. In a way I see this can be translated into real world is you can never be really or too ready for real world, but rather you can cultivate your own experience, and the more you go look for, the more behind you look back and more far you can go, like that Arabian. IRGA, your future begins now.